did not, as he was a consummate grump, and pulled away, headed to work. She had already turned the corner, and so couldn't see the jogger and Mr. Fulton reach the end of the old man's driveway at the same time. She also didn't see Mr. Fulton wrestle the jogger to the ground, rip out her throat with fingernails and teeth, and begin to feed. As the Camry made its way west, winding out of residential neighborhoods and heading toward the more built-up section of the city near the water, the cat and the carrier beside her settled in and quieted. He was used to this routine. Liz wished she could take him with her, but that just wasn't possible. She would have preferred leaving him home where he was comfortable, but that wasn't possible either. Chick, who lived in the small basement apartment of her little house, wouldn't feed him. He wouldn't water plants or do yard work either, and she had to employ a landscaping company to keep her lawn and shrubs squared away during her prolonged absences. No, Charlie Chick Kid wasn't one for domestic responsibility, but he was her brother, her only sibling, and despite his many flaws, she loved him and was happy he had accepted her offer to share the house. Chick was coming home today after being out for 3 weeks, and though her own job would keep her extremely busy, she hoped they could make time to see each other for dinner before she had to leave. The lights and blare of a siren came on fast as an ambulance raced toward her. Liz pulled quickly to the shoulder, and as the vehicle passed, a string of unhappy yowls came from the cat carrier. "Steady," Liz said. "It's just a medic." Before she could pull back into the road, a squad car appeared, screaming after the emergency medical vehicle. The cat was not pleased and let her know it. Liz reached across and put her fingers through the grill of the cat carrier. "It's okay, kitty. Mommy's right here." The cat ignored the fingers and made a noise that was more groan than meow. The quickest way to work at this early hour would have taken her up onto I-5 near Seattle-Tacoma International Airport. As she approached, however, she saw the flashing blue and red lights of police and fire vehicles, so many that it indicated a major accident. A river of stopped motorists was stacked up behind it, with car doors standing open and people moving slowly through the traffic jam. Liz bypassed the on-ramp before she could become stuck herself and took an alternate route. She cut left, then right, and passed under the freeway, traveling across the industrial district before turning north on Route 99, also called Alaskan Way. She could follow it all the way to work, and the many traffic lights were still preferable to sitting still for who knew how long while the accident was cleared. The day was bright and clear, a contradiction to what most people believed about Seattle, that it poured every day. The heaviest precipitation ran from November to January, and although it was usually cloudy and did experience frequent mist and light rain, August was typically warm and dry, just like today. In her rearview mirror, Mount Rainier, simply called the Mountain by locals, dominated the southeastern horizon. Through her windshield, Seattle's skyline rose with the iconic Space Needle standing against a bright blue background. It was a beautiful day to be a Seattleite. She continued north, passing the Pacific Maritime Institute on her left. A block farther on, she slowed and came to a stop behind several cars lined up behind a tractor-trailer standing in the road. Its emergency flashers were blinking, and the cab's driver door stood open. After a few moments, the cars ahead of her eased around it and continued on their way. Liz did the same, and as she passed, she saw the cab was empty, the driver nowhere in sight. "Hell of a place to break down," she said. The cat meowed its agreement. She arrived at her turn and made a left. The view ahead made her catch her breath and smile. There it was, Joshua James, its snowy white hull brilliant in the morning light, black masts and antennae towering above. Although it